Hey songwriters, now if you're wanting to understand how to write pop songs that are catchy, storytelling, engaging, then this video is for you. Now a lot of songwriters think writing songs actually works like this. You sit down with a guitar or piano, you wait for inspiration to strike, and somehow, out of somewhere, a song appears. But in reality, a majority of successful pop songs are written not by accident, but with a structure and a framework. And once you understand that framework, songwriting becomes more intentional and more consistent. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple step-by-step songwriting formula specifically for pop songwriting. And the great thing is you can start to use this immediately. And this is the exact framework I teach to songwriters all the time. Hey, Danny here, founder of Songwriters International. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing. We help songwriters develop their skill set and take their songs from good to great with simple steps, and so that you can become a better songwriter. I've also got something very exciting for you at the end of this video, so if you stick around, I'll share it with you very shortly. Okay, so let's jump on into this. Step 1, start with a clear story. Now the first step to writing a great pop song is incredibly simple. But the truth is, it's oftentimes overlooked. You need to know what the song is about. And I often ask songwriters a very blunt question. What the hell is your song about? Because if you don't know what you're trying to say, you're basically writing blind. Now that's not to say you can't spend a few minutes on the guitar, writing lyrics, maybe just feeling your way into the song. That can actually be very helpful. But at some point in that session, you need to take a moment, you need to pause. Put the guitar down, stop playing piano, stop writing lyrics, stop creating melodies, and go back to the beginning. What am I actually trying to say here? What emotion am I trying to communicate to the listener? And once you answer that question, everything in the process becomes far easier. It's like a domino. You've knocked the first one, and now the things are going to fall into place. Your chorus will become clearer, your hooks are going to become simpler, your verses suddenly have direction because you know what you're trying to write. For example, instead of saying this song is about relationships, you say this song is about finally getting over someone. And now you have a clear concept. Now you have a guide to follow for the entirety of this song. Now once we've figured out the storyline, once we've figured out the actual idea that we're going to use, we can then move into step 2. Write the chorus first. In pop songwriting, the chorus is the holy grail. It's that emotional peak of the song. It's the moment that people remember, it's the part that people sing along to. And if you get the chorus right, I can tell you with confidence, you're already halfway along to a great pop song. So instead of approaching the entire song at the beginning and hoping that the chorus finds its way later on, a really effective approach is to start with the chorus first. Now once you're into the process of actually writing the chorus and building it, there are 3 simple steps that you can take to make sure that chorus is as good as humanly possible. The first one is to use what we call disjunct melodies. Now this technique is used in a lot of pop songwriting. It's something that I learned over 10 years ago and has been the backbone of my songwriting to date. Now the concept of a disjunct melody is that it's a melody that moves massively between note to note. So rather than sticking on a same note like da 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 da, it will have big leaps and big falls. It might go up the octave, and it will have a lot of movement within the melody. Because oftentimes a verse will have not very much movement. It will sit on a same note. So a simple way to create contrast is then to have a melody that is fundamentally moving all over the place. So I've got my guitar out here just to give you a very quick example. I don't feel like falling. I feel like I got nothing here with you tonight. Then another spike. I feel like I can feel this hold my down, yeah. And those little movements where we've spiked the melody, that's a perfect example of disjunct melodies. And this will instantly make your choruses feel far bigger. The second thing that you can do is keep the lyrics simple. The chorus is not the part where you start becoming poetic and complicated and mysterious. The chorus is where you say the main idea of your song in the simplest way, especially in pop songwriting. Think about the emotional core of your song. For example, it could be, I miss you, I want you back, I love you. Those kind of simple phrases work incredibly well in pop songs because they're direct and relatable. And then the verse is what carries the detail. It's what really gets under the surface. But the chorus should feel more like an emotional statement. And finally, the third thing that you can do to make sure your choruses land is use repetition. If you find a phrase that is catchy, don't be afraid to reuse it and do it again and do it again. For example, if you look at that famous song Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, she repeats the same melodic hook multiple times, but she just changes the words. If we take a look at the lyrics, she's got, because the player's gonna play, 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 and the hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. So she's just changing the words from play to hate to shake, but the melody itself is repetitive, and it's the same melodic motif that then continues through the chorus. What she could have done as well is kept the lyric the same, if it made sense for the song. Into step 4, using the right structure for a pop song. Now, once you have a chorus, you need to build the bones around it. Now, most pop songs follow a very simple structure, something like this. They start with a verse, they introduce a pre-chorus, and then they go ahead into a chorus. And then usually the pattern will repeat itself again. They'll go back to a verse, they'll use the pre-chorus again, and then they will have the chorus. Then you might have a bridge, but that isn't always the case, and I would only suggest you have that if there's a storyline you need to share, or you feel like the melody is getting a little bit too repetitive. But each section has a job. The verse tells a story, the pre-chorus builds tension, and the chorus delivers the main emotional payoff. And this structure works well because it builds anticipation throughout the song. Step 5 is to use what I call the pre-chorus launchpad. Now, one section of a song that is often overlooked, and especially in pop songwriting, is the pre-chorus. But the pre-chorus is actually one of the most important foundations that we build on to actually have a strong pop song that stands above the rest. I want you to think of it like this. The pre-chorus is the runway, and then the chorus is the takeoff. The job of that pre-chorus is to build that anticipation and build the tension so that when the chorus arrives, it actually feels massive. And one simple way to do this is to finish the pre-chorus on a lower note and then build the chorus into a big disjunct. Let me give you an example of this. So if we write the pre-chorus, we're going to finish the pre-chorus on a lower note, something like this. 'Cause I don't know why I can feel the something da da da. We're finishing down there. Da. So hey, we've instantly got this big leap. So if you can imagine that your pre-chorus is falling down here, and we're going to build that chorus right back up. And another way to create tension is just in the emotional intensity of the lyric. Really get in there, really start ripping the lyric and telling a little bit more story. And a lot of the time, if you feel like your chorus is not landing in the way that you want it, it's not even that your chorus is not strong enough. It could be that the setup is not correct. It could be that you're finishing the chorus on this note up here, and then you're starting the chorus on this note over here, and there's this clash, and it's never going to work. Step 6 is get outside feedback. This is an absolute importance of the process if you are wanting to truly write the best possible pop songs you can. Because what I found from experience, when you write a song yourself, you're too close to it. You can't be objective. You cannot give yourself feedback on something that you don't know what is missing. Sometimes you need another pair of ears, someone else to point out what is missing. It could be that the lyric doesn't hit the way that you want, that the chorus doesn't actually go up here, instead it falls here. And this is something I help songwriters with all the time, on how to make sure that their songs truly land, and just making those small 1% changes that make that song go from good to truly great. So I'd absolutely love to help you with your songs and see where we can improve them. So you can schedule in a one-to-one songwriting strategy call with me personally, where we can go through your songs and we can see how they can be improved. So in the description below, you can click that button, head over to the calendar, book in a call with me personally, and let's take a look how we take these concepts and put them specifically into your craft, into your songwriting, and develop your skill set. Now you understand the process of pop songwriting, I've also got a video specifically on my framework of how I put all of these skills into a specific structure. So whether you're a beginner songwriter or just a more advanced songwriter looking to develop their skills, click the video somewhere around here, which is my complete process to how to write a song, even if you're brand new to the process. So go ahead, click that, head on over there, let me share that with you. If you want to book in a one-to-one call with me, dive through your songs, then go ahead, click that calendar below. I'd love to speak with you, and I'll see you over on this video somewhere around here.